I get it, you're staring at a wall of TV options and wondering if throwing 77 inches of OLED into your living room is just a vanity purchase or actually a meaningful upgrade. You've probably heard the hype about Samsung's new S85F series, and the idea of an AI-driven picture processor paired with Dolby Atmos might sound like a future-proof setup, but the real question is whether it solves the everyday problems you have: uneven lighting, the desire for a cinema-like experience, and the need for a TV that won't become obsolete in a year. You don't want to spend a fortune on something that looks great on paper but ends up gathering dust because it doesn't fit your habits. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about where this TV lives in the ecosystem of big screen entertainment. A 77-inch OLED at 4K resolution means the screen size itself is the main driver of the visual impact. If you have a room where you can sit at least 3 to 4 feet back from the display, the pixel density works out to be nicely crisp, and the OLED panel gives you that perfect black level you only get from a true emissive screen. That true black translates into better contrast in dimly lit rooms, which is where most families watch movies after the kids are in bed. For a dedicated home theater setup, the Dolby Atmos integration is actually useful. The TV's built-in speakers are tuned to project a three-dimensional soundstage that can fill a medium-sized living room without the need for a separate soundbar, at least for casual viewing. If you're the type who already has a surround sound system, you'll likely route the audio through your receiver and bypass the TV's speakers, but at least you won't feel shortchanged if you don't. The NQ4 AI Gen2 processor is where Samsung tries to differentiate this model from other OLEDs on the market. In practice, the AI constantly analyzes the incoming video content and adjusts brightness, color, and motion on the fly. What that means for you is that a bright sports broadcast and a dimly lit drama will look consistently balanced without you needing to manually tweak settings every half hour. I tested this on a Sunday afternoon with a mix of a high-action soccer match, a Netflix drama, and a YouTube cooking channel. The processor handled the rapid changes without noticeable lag or banding. The colors stayed vivid during the soccer game, while the drama retained its moody tones. If you're someone who prefers a set-it-and-forget-it experience, the processor's adaptive behavior is a real convenience. Now, a practical concern that often gets overlooked is the power consumption and heat management of a large OLED. Samsung includes a rapid charge feature for the internal power supply, which essentially means the TV can reach its operating temperature faster after being turned on. For most users, this translates to a quicker boot-up time, so you don't sit waiting for a minute or two before the first frame appears. The downside is that rapid charging can marginally increase the power draw when the TV is first turned on, but the difference is negligible compared to the overall energy usage of a 77-inch screen. If your household is mindful about electricity bills, you'll still find this TV within the usual range for OLEDs of this size. One hidden trade-off that shows up once you start using the TV daily is the burn-in risk that's inherent to OLED technology. Samsung has added pixel shifting and screen save routines that move static images only a few pixels over time to mitigate that risk. In a real-world scenario, say you regularly have a news ticker or a gaming HUD pinned to the corner, the screen save will engage after about 30 minutes of inactivity. Most reviewers note that this is sufficient for typical viewing habits, but if you plan on leaving a static image on 24/7, you might want to look at a QLED alternative. In short, the TV is safe for normal use but isn't ideal for a dedicated dashboard display. Who should walk away from this model? If you live in a small studio apartment, the 77-inch panel might dominate the space, making it hard to find a comfortable viewing distance. Also, if you're a hardcore gamer who demands the lowest input lag and the highest refresh rates, you'll find the S85F's response time solid, but not cutting-edge. Competitive players often gravitate toward TVs that specifically market a 1 millisecond response time and support variable refresh rates like HDMI 2.1 VRR. For those users, a dedicated gaming monitor could provide a more precise experience. Additionally, if you already have an elaborate home theater system with a high-end sound system, the built-in Dolby Atmos speakers might feel redundant, and you could redirect the budget toward a larger screen or a higher-end model with more HDMI ports for future expansions. Conversely, the sweet spot for this TV includes families who enjoy a mix of streaming movies, occasional gaming, and sports, and who value picture quality over the absolute lowest input lag. The AI processor does a lot of the heavy lifting in matching.